And okay, I think it's
Good.
recording. Danielle, I'm turning it over to you. Introduce yourself. Tell us what you're going to talk about, and you dive in.
Okay, sounds good. So, yes, I am Danielle Delp, out of Wisconsin. So it's super cold right now. Host coaching. And honestly, I'm going to go to host coaching and setting expectations because I think that's equally important with host coaching. I think those partner equally. So it's kind of hard now to do host coaching, especially when we have all of these sellouts. And one of the keys is to not get discouraged, like still use sellouts as a good thing. Sorry, I'm weird and have to cover up the camera, so give me just a second. Plus I have hostesses messaging me, and if I don't look, then it doesn't exist. So yes, so handling sellouts along with coaching your hostess and making sure that they get like mass return for their party. That's what we're all here for. The biggest thing is setting expectations and making sure they have a goal. If they don't have a goal or a wish list, so to speak, then there's not really anything they're working towards. They're just collecting orders to get a discount, which is great. But if they have a list to begin with, then that makes it a lot easier. So you have like that goal of, say they want 6 bars for free or a certain warmer, whatever. You can sit there and keep messaging them like, you know, one of their bars that's on their list. I just put this in my warmer today and I'm thinking of you. I can't wait for you to get this for free. If you get their wish list, you can use that as momentum for them to keep going. And it's not necessarily like, hey, get sales, get sales, get sales. It's encouraging them so they know what they're working towards and they remember that. Because sometimes, you know, we all get in those Facebook parties or the different parties where they're like, I just don't know if anybody's going to show. And then they get the negative train and it's like, nope, don't get sucked in. Look at this fun warmer that you showed me on your wish list. This is what we're working for. It's going to be worth it. So tips and tricks. And this is what I use. Scentsy has their big one, and I posted this on Circle City and on Leader stuff, but the host coaching checklist. So if you really don't know where to start or what you need or don't need, run through one of these real fast and just see what works for you, what doesn't, what do you actually do on this, what don't you? Because some of these things, like, you don't need to do if it's a home party versus like a texting party, or somebody's just passing around orders to just get, you know, 6 bars free or something like that. But, and I shared this form too. This is the one I use, and it's just I call it the host information sheet, but it's pretty much, it starts with their information, but then it gives me a list of what I need to do. That way it keeps me on track. And then this becomes my hot sheet because it's got all the host information. Again, I shared this one too. Name, phone number, alternate phone number. So if they have a work number that you can only contact them at work during the day. Do you text? Which way do you like to be contacted? Because Lord knows we're all different these days. Like, if you want to reach me fast, call me. But some people, if you call them, you're going right to voicemail. They won't answer their phones. So everybody is so different. I think that needs to be noted somewhere. Email, and then their mailing address. That's all of my top information. And then everything from that is underneath that is like almost like a checklist. Like, what type of party is it? You know, on home, online, text, catalog, basket party, whatever. Have you set it up on your PWS? Have you given them a host packet? Have you set up the event on Facebook? Things like that. That this is just my quick, everything's here. But then when their orders come in, you can just fold it in half. And for me, I am organized. I like to keep all the party stuff together. So I just clip everything together. And then on this checklist, it's also, have you submitted the order? Is the order waiting on delivery? Things like that. So I don't even have to look inside at the orders anymore. I just look on the checklist. So that's what I do to kind of keep me organized and thinking. And I actually have a clipboard that I keep open dates on one side, and then I have tons of these host sheets that I print and take to events with me. So if you get somebody on the spot, even at events, in your car, wherever, this always goes with me. That way I can get all their information super fast. And then you don't have to worry about if they change their mind later and they only want to order or it's not working out. That's okay. You can coach them on a different route. But, okay. So the sheet there. Expectations with limited time offer and holiday and sellouts. So don't let this discourage you. I just closed a fundraiser, and at first we were just doing the circles, but then, you know, it's holiday season. Everybody wants these holiday warmers. So I gave them all the party link, and I just printed it and put it on a label on the back of business cards with their party link on it, so they could give out the business card that had the party link on it. Yeah. So I encourage all of my hosts. I set the expectation from the beginning. Anything that is in our harvest flyer or our holiday flyer or any brand new, like I said Jolly Rancher, like the Jelly Belly collections, any of that stuff will eventually sell out or it'll go back to the vault. That's just the, nature of the beast. So you need to order it now. You have to be kind of impulsive with those. And with my host, especially now with the shipping stuff, with all the shipping changes, it's actually so much easier for us to have them order online. One, they know exactly if it's available, they can view it online. If it's back ordered, usually they've got the banner saying back ordered, unless it's a flower, but things like that we need to communicate across. But I think that they need to order online. We are paying our money for this PWS. Like, put it to work for you. That's so much easier than trying to tell your host how to figure shipping, or if it's going directly to them, okay, it's 10% versus 5. How do we do that? It's so much easier just to push them to order online. I get it that ordering with us, and that's another expectation you set for your host. If it's somebody that wants a holiday item, I tell them hands down, go online and order that now because it might not be available by the time we close. So either get a backup, and I know Shelly has preached that to me from the beginning with holiday stuff. Either get a backup choice, say it's a $35 warmer, pick another one that you'd like as a backup in case the first one sells out, or go online right now and get it now because chances are it might not be available in 2-3 days. So we just have to be realistic about all of the sellouts. It is stuff that is not available forever. It's all limited time stuff. And it's fun. If you make it fun and not just, oh my gosh, it's another sellout, let's not buy these. I don't ever want them to come out with a jack again because I don't want to deal with that stress. They're not going to buy these limited time things. It's just not going to work out. So if you're fun about it, like, oh my gosh, I didn't think that the letters to Santa would last this long. You better get it now before it sells out. Everybody is loving this warmer. Those are two completely different attitudes. And if you go into it like everybody is loving this, it's popular, that's a great warmer. It would look great on your, coffee table, fireplace, whatever. You need that one. Get it now before it's gone is a better attitude to have, especially with your host, because she's going to get your attitude feedback. And if you're negative, she's going to get negative about it too. Like, why am I even hosting? We're never going to get these things. So that's, your attitude. And I know we preach that to you guys all day long. Like the limited time offers, they are not going to last forever. They're limited time offers. So that's the first thing is, to me, any host, no matter what type of party, that's usually always the way I tell them. Like, if you are showing holiday flyers, if you are having them go online and look at, the party link and they like anything in the holiday, anything of these new collections, and my hosts, I always invite them to like my fan page. If you've got a group, put them there, VIP, whatever, so that they can see these limited time things. And it's an established, like, this is limited. It's not going to be in the catalog, then it doesn't last forever. Everything else that's not in our main catalog, it's limited. So that's kind of an easy thing to do there. As far as how to coach your host and what kind of parties, this is something that I heard, and it's really funny because I was looking back through my notes because I was kind of like, host coaching, like this it's kind of like, okay, you don't babysit them. You just kind of keep encouraging and go. But then I look back at notes, and this is something that I have always gone by, is if they can smell it, you can sell it. So if they can smell it, if you can get this under their nose, if you can physically smell testers, if you can, even if it's not testers, even if it's old, you know, I don't care if they're bars that have one cube, pull out of your drawers, pull out of your stock. You should not have anything in your house right now. This is like prime season. You should never have anything in your house that's just sitting that people can smell, because if they can smell it, you can sell it. So it needs to go out the doors. It needs to get under their nose. And that's the same thing. A lot of my hosts love these Facebook parties. I will tell you, I am not a fan of Facebook parties. I like going live. I have no problem doing that, but you can't smell anything. And something else that I was reading when I was going back through my notes from past trainings and things is, Scentsy sells itself. Your job is to evoke emotion. And it is very, very hard to evoke emotion through a screen like this when you can't smell anything. You can see something, and it's kind of like we did different activities at leadership a while ago about drawing a picture and what makes it special, and you have to have the emotion tied to it, especially with Scentsy. Like, scent is such an emotional thing. You could be, you know, somebody could be completely frazzled as they walk in the door from a party, and their emotion is just kind of frazzled and they need something calming, versus I could be smelling stuff thinking, oh my gosh, this smells like my grandma's kitchen, or things like that. But you need that emotion to be a part of your Scentsy parties. This cannot be a cut and dry, I'm trying to think of the right word without being like, it's not offensive, but you have to get personal. You have to be authentic. You have to be able to show emotion to sell this product. Like, that's what we need to connect with, that relationship part. And if you don't have that, the smells aren't going to be the same. Okay, it can be a cinnamon. I like cinnamon, yay. But when somebody smells the right cinnamon smell and it's like, oh my gosh, that totally reminds me of this, they're going to buy 6 bars, not just one. So you have to have that emotion. So Facebook parties are great. They're easy sometimes if people are far away. And I have lots of out of town, most of my customer base. Backstory to me, I am not originally from Wisconsin. We are originally from Oklahoma. So most of my parties are on the opposite end of the US. So I do a lot of online. We do Zooming, we do online, but I always ship testers, because if they can smell it, you can sell it. So you need to be able to get them to smell it or experience it in some way. It doesn't matter if you've got teammate that's close. Like for me, I've got teammates back in Oklahoma still. I can still have my teammate meet up with these people, or they can go, you know, drop testers off. You can figure out a way. If you have team in different areas, we're all spread out. Some of you aren't even in my state. So we're all spread out. You can figure out how to get testers to these people. And if not, then that's when I do like my little felt sample sacks that have like 10 or 15 felt samples. They go with 2 stamps. It's not big to ship them. 2 stamps, a product sheet, 15 felt samples, you're done. It costs you $1. And as soon as they smell it, they can sit there and experience it, and they can get all the feels and the emotions that happen when you find the good scents. So you need to get it under their noses. We do like Facebook parties, but really set the expectations for your hosts that Facebook parties, Scentsy, you cannot smell things on Facebook parties, and that's just the nature of it. We don't have like smell vision yet. That's not a thing. So make sure you tell them your party is, you know, is going to be amazing if they can smell it. So let's figure out ways, even if we do product demos and things on Facebook, but then you pass around testers so they can smell it, that's fine too. But that's an expectation you need to set with your host from the beginning, is we need to be able to get people to smell things. We're in this fragrance business, for heaven's sakes. Let's get them under noses.
So I have an idea for this Facebook fix. If you're sending your felt samples to your Facebook hostess, I think that's the key, because she can smell and have that emotional connection live or even chatting on Facebook. Because they're going to connect with that host. So like if I were to pick up this new, let's say I'm melting this bar in my house, I could sit here and smell it. Oh my gosh, this huckleberry apple pie reminds me of when my grandmother would bake like all afternoon, whatever. I can have that emotion, and you know me because I'm your hostess. So like
True.
Danielle said, a couple dollars, get those felt samples at least to the hostess and set the expectation to her. She needs to evoke that emotion, and she'll have better luck collecting the orders. I don't know, that was just coming to my mind.
No,
Because
that's
there's going to be a lot of instances that they're not going to be able to smell, and people will order. I'm not an online shopper for shoes or clothes or anything, but there's a lot of shopping that goes on for things I think that they need to touch. But I like that you brought.
yeah. And I don't know, for me, for my Facebook parties, because I know they are all like, I had one 2 weeks ago that she wanted it a family one, and they're all over the place. So I did felt sample sacks for every guest that messaged me with their address that wanted one. And that was a live welcome. Here's something I'm going to do just for you. Cost me $2 a guest. So yes, I think I spent $15 maybe in shipping, but that's an easy return on a party, especially if all of them gets to smell things. But yes, I'm with you, Shelly. Like, the host definitely needs to have a set of testers, a set of felties, something that they can share around to be smelling something. Even if they've got bars of wax in their house that are current right now, like, bust them out. We don't care if it's half a bar. They still smell the same. So, but yeah. Yeah. I lost track. I got to figure out where it was. Oh, okay. So here's another thing. So expectations, getting stuff under noses, and filling out the entire order forms. This is something that I have drawn down brawls with my hosts, and they know, my hosts that have hosted with me before, like, if they want that extra prize, I know we talked, I think it was Jackie maybe that talked about if she gets so many pre-orders, then she gives that perpetual party extra half price. She'll reward her host with that. Mine have to have fully filled out order forms. That's my rule for mine. If you need 5, and they need to be fully filled out. And a lot of times they give you a little hesitation because they think that you're going to totally spam them with all this Scentsy stuff, which maybe down the road, but not right away. We all know how to do our follow-up correctly. But this is what I tell them. And these are things that you can write down and take to kind of battle that, because we are in the age of spamming stuff, and nobody wants to be spammed with stuff. So here's why I tell them. There's 5 reasons, I think, of why I need that information. And it's not necessarily all for me. It's one for their customer, for their friend. If their friend has a problem with their order, I always call, and again, we do this as follow-up, to check on that order when they receive it. So if there is a problem with their order, they don't have to wait or contact the friend or get a third party involved. They can contact you directly, or you're following up with them. So we need to be able to contact them if there is a problem. Say they ordered the wrong bar, they got the wrong bar in the box, something was missing a bulb, things like that. We have to be able to hear from them. Secondly, and this is the huge one that I tell all of my, because then it reminds you of the warranty stuff too. Scentsy products come with a lifetime warranty. All the warmers do. So if any of your guests or friends or people at the party, online friends, if they have a warmer that doesn't work, or if something happens and their warmer breaks and doesn't turn back on, I need to know what order it was. And this is kind of a white lie, but if you tell them, I need to know when that warmer was ordered, and have a reference of their email or phone number or something, so that I can get a shipping label to them if I need to process that lifetime warranty thing. And that's totally for them. That isn't for me. That's for them. If they have an issue, I need to know when that warmer was purchased, what they paid, and then you can go on to tell them about the lifetime warranty stuff. You know, we all know it. They will credit you the amount, or they will switch you with a different warmer, whatever. But we need to know when that warmer was placed, when the order was. So we have problem with the order, lifetime warranty, customer service. And I always push this back on the customer. You love the way I treat you as a customer. Your friends are going to miss out if you don't give me their information, because you're going to want them to get the goodies that you get too. The monthly updates, the warmer of the month stuff. You don't make them miss out on this. You enjoy it. So let me spoil them the way I spoil you. Same thing. Obviously, if this is a host, they've been your customer for a little while at least, and they know that your customer service is good, and that's a good thing to be on your list. So then I say shipping and tax costs. Sometimes this is a little hard to figure out for hosts, and it's all state by state. Again, a lot of my parties are statewide. We're shipping all over the place. Some states charge tax on shipping, some don't. It's kind of just a guessing game until you go to enter it and figure it out there. Sorry, I got a low battery warning. Okay. So, shipping and tax costs. I tell them I am trained to do this. My system is set up to help me help you with this. So you don't have to guess if I'm supposed to charge tax on shipping or if I'm not, and what the exact amount is going to be. I have a system set up for this. So if I know their shipping address and their email, I can automatically give them their total and know what these things are, what their totals are. And then lastly, I always say right now it's snowy season. UPS can't get down every road. So what happens if I don't have their phone number saved to their order and UPS has to call and figure out where this package needs to get dropped? Does it just get dropped somewhere on the road, or does it go missing or go back to Cincy and then they have to wait longer? So all that stuff, those 5 reasons, that's what I give my hosts, that this is not me spamming you. This is not me saving all of your information so that I can sell your information to whoever. That's not the case. This is totally so I can provide the best service to you guys. This is not for me. This is all for you guys, because I know that's always a battle. That's most of what I have, because most of the other stuff is keep reminding your host, go back to their list that they gave you, their initial wish list. Reference back to that. See what their bars are, what stuff they've ordered in the past. If they've got certain warmers or certain diffusers, once a week at least, send them a hint or a picture or something that will remind them of something on their wish list. If you like to be more involved in your hosts, like, go more often.
I like that. There are so many different product lines right now. There is so much incentive to have a host reward, because it's not just wax anymore. They're going to need whatever else they're in love with, if it's pods for their Go or for their new wall fans, or trying out the fragrance flower and something for their car, some kind of cleaner. There's so many categories that, you know, reminding them that they want to earn those things is awesome. One of the things there were so many things that I loved that you brought up and said. I think this is huge. At the very beginning, you said the first thing you ask them is, how do they want to be contacted? This is a huge light bulb moment for all of us, whether it's a prospect that we want to join our team, somebody that we handed a sample to, or somebody who wants to have a party, or that we just met at an event and we want to check in 2 weeks. So crucial, because if we don't ask them what's your preferred method of how to contact you, we might be sending them an email for 3 weeks straight and they're never responding, but they never check their email. Or if they prefer Messenger, because they can get all their pictures and save everything in one place, and Messenger is the way they keep track of people outside of their family, then we need to know that they need to be our Facebook friend. I mean, or we need to find them on Messenger. And then text message versus calling, huge, you guys. I absolutely love that you brought that up. The other thing was, did you guys catch the part where she said at her events and at her parties, she brings these host sheets with her. So right on the spot, I'm filling out like a hostess contract with you. And that kind of locks and seals the deal. Like, hey, let's fill this out. And then you take a picture and text it to her. And she's told you a couple dates that she wants or what type of party she wants. And she tells you how to contact you and gives you all her information. I just thought that was super genius. And then, yes, right now is the season that everything in your house should be unplugged and somewhere else. Back to, if your neighbor has never used Scentsy, she needs the warmer out of your kitchen so she can try it for a 24-hour demo. If you have somewhere that you're going and you've never been there before, take them a warmer and plug it in, whether it's a new salon, a new doctor's office, new dentist office. Have those demos ready to go. I just love that. Melissa, anything? We have 1 more minute.
Other than thank you so much for all the information. Thank you for, well, and it's great to see your face. But thank you. No, I don't have anything else. I'm going to try to bundle up this recording and see what we can do with it. So I appreciate you. Great job, everybody.
Guys.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Have a great week.